Hey everybody, Steve on Story, and today we're working around the notion the moment that the rewrites stop. There's a moment in that every creator seems to hit. Certainly, leaders hit them when the rewrites, the rethinks, the procrastination, perfection seeking finally has to stop, and something needs to get done. Not because the work is perfect, but because you're done pretending there's a better version hiding somewhere else that you're going to find any minute now. But because no one needs to let perfection get in the way of plenty good now and improvable as we move along. In film production, we used to call this the picture lock lie. It's a moment when everyone keeps polishing frames that nobody will ever notice because polishing feels safer than committing and saying, okay, we're done there. All of the players understand it. You have to lock the edit or the composer of the score. The last thing that you get done in pictures needs the frames and the beats to stay exactly where they are, or all the music will then have to be recreated. And there's parallels in whatever it is that you're doing. There's a place you got to stop because distribution requires things to finish. I've sat in edit bays at 2 in the morning with teams tweaking shadows 1% darker or shifting cuts 2 frames earlier, not because that change would really matter, but because choosing meant we were out of excuses. At some point, the client, the producer, which is often me, had to say, stop. Look, this is the story that we're telling today. It wasn't about artistic purity. It was about leadership, productivity, and moving ego to the other room so you can finish this story. It's about deciding that movement beats hesitation and choosing progress over the illusion of a perfect option just out of sight, which never shows up until you absolutely commit saying, this is what we're going to deliver. Creators think they're avoiding mistakes when they keep rewriting and rethinking and revising, but leaders know they're avoiding movement into momentum. Commitment isn't the absence of doubt. It's the refusal to be ruled by that doubt. It's planting a flag so your future self has something solid to walk toward. You know, the late, great, amazing Robin Williams was describing golf one time. And he says, we'll put a little flag out there to give you hope. Nothing changes until something is declared final. Enough. The moment the rewrites stop is the moment the real work actually begins. And before you call it settling for less than perfection, let me remind you that if you decide on the story you are telling, you put that as your it's done when place, you're honoring the story and the budget, reality, and it will never be exactly what you want, but you will get closer every time you do it. Now, that's today's truth. And tomorrow we're going to be shifting gears a little bit into a thing that I call borrowing confidence. I had a little stepbrother who was a year younger than me to the day. He was a special needs kid. And this little Harry story that taught me how belief can be shared and that you never know when they're listening and you cannot not teach. Our lives shape others. It's like it or not. So this is Steve on Story right now, and we'll be right back here tomorrow. And I really want to thank you for stopping by and tell others they might benefit from